the forbidden food for those with high cholesterol, and the food that will lower your cholesterol. You might be eating something every day that's sabotaging your health, and you don't even suspect it. A simple ingredient, seemingly harmless, could be raising your cholesterol levels and silently damaging your heart. At the same time, there's a food that can do the opposite. Something many overlook, but that can help clean your arteries and restore your body's balance. The problem: most people don't know what to avoid, and even less what to include in their diet. Worse yet, they trust food choices that seem healthy but actually lead to dangerous fat buildup in the blood. In this video, you'll discover what's harming you and what can transform your health. But the answer isn't where you think it is. And once you know, you might never look at your kitchen the same way again. Get ready to completely rethink your diet. Your heart may thank you for it. Number 8. Industrial shredded coconut and excessive coconut oil. You've probably heard that coconut oil is a superfood, right? And maybe you thought that industrial shredded coconut is a healthy option to sweeten or complement your recipes. But you need to be very careful. Although they seem harmless, these two products can become dangerous allies in raising bad cholesterol, the feared LDL, especially when consumed without moderation. Coconut oil is composed almost entirely of saturated fats. This means that even though it's plant-based, it can significantly raise LDL cholesterol levels in some people, especially those with a genetic predisposition or unbalanced eating habits. When overused in cooking, coconut oil becomes a silent risk to cardiovascular health. Industrial shredded coconut is another problem altogether. Many brands on the market are sweetened with sugar and preservatives, which worsen its nutritional profile. Plus, its saturated fat remains concentrated even in small portions. When routinely included in desserts, cakes, and breakfasts, this type of coconut can contribute to a lipid imbalance in the body. The big problem is many believe they're making a good choice by opting for these ingredients. But the truth is, frequent and uncontrolled consumption of coconut oil and shredded coconut can be harmful, especially for those struggling to keep cholesterol at healthy levels. Not everything natural is automatically beneficial in all amounts. The ideal is to limit the use of these foods, opting for versions without added sugar, and always using small portions, never as a frequent substitute for healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil or avocado. Balance is key when we talk about cholesterol. You can consume coconut in moderation and still keep your health in check. But if you already have high cholesterol levels, it's worth completely rethinking your daily use of coconut oil and industrial shredded coconut. There are much better alternatives, and in the upcoming chapters, you'll discover foods that do exactly the opposite. They help lower cholesterol and protect your heart. Number 7. White bread and refined pasta. Did you know that little white bread at breakfast might be sabotaging your efforts to control cholesterol? The same goes for refined pasta, like traditional spaghetti, industrial lasagna, or even cakes made with white flour. These foods are rich in simple carbohydrates that the body quickly converts into sugar. And that sugar, in turn, ends up stimulating the liver to produce more LDL cholesterol. Unlike whole grain versions, these products have very little fiber, which means they digest quickly. The result is a blood sugar spike, followed by a sharp drop that stimulates appetite and deregulates metabolism. This rebound effect can encourage fat accumulation in the body, including in the liver, and worsen blood cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Another worrying factor is that refined breads and pasta are consumed in large amounts by most people. They appear in almost every meal: breakfast, afternoon snack, dinner. This daily and constant repetition further increases cardiovascular risk, especially when combined with fatty fillings or industrial sauces. Even in people without high cholesterol, frequent consumption of these foods can trigger insulin resistance, a problem also linked to increased cholesterol and metabolic diseases. Heart health depends directly on the quality of foods consumed, and unfortunately, white flours are among the worst choices in this regard. The good news is there are simple and tasty substitutions. 100% whole grain breads, pastas made with oat, chickpea, or lentil flour, plus options with high fiber content and low glycemic index, are much healthier. They help keep cholesterol levels balanced and also provide lasting satiety and energy. So next time you go to the market or think about your daily menu, remember, white bread and refined pasta should be avoided, especially if you're taking care of cardiovascular health. The secret to a protected heart starts with small changes on your plate, and this is one of them. Number 6. Industrial sweets. Ready-made cakes, filled cookies, milk chocolates, and packaged desserts, all these industrial sweets have something in common. They're true traps for those with high cholesterol. These foods combine large amounts of sugar, hydrogenated fats, and chemical additives, creating a perfect scenario for loss of control over cholesterol and triglyceride levels in the blood. Excess sugar increases insulin production and promotes fat accumulation in the body, especially in the abdominal region. This is directly linked to metabolic syndrome, a cluster of risk factors including high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and insulin resistance. And as if that weren't enough, industrial sweets also cause glucose spikes, generating inflammation in the body and overloading the liver, the organ responsible for metabolizing cholesterol. Hydrogenated fats, also known as trans fats, are even more dangerous. They not only increase LDL, bad cholesterol, but also reduce HDL, good cholesterol. It's like taking 2 steps backward when it comes to cardiovascular protection. Even sweets labeled trans fat-free can contain small amounts, which, combined with daily consumption, can have severe consequences for your health. Another critical point is the high palatability of these foods. They are made to addict the palate, leading to excessive consumption. Often, a pack of cookies or a slice of cake seems harmless, but carries a combination of ingredients that completely unbalance lipid metabolism. The result? Increased cholesterol, weight gain, and greater risk of cardiovascular diseases. For those trying to control cholesterol, the best approach is to minimize consumption of these products. But this doesn't mean giving up flavor. There are homemade versions of sweets made with natural ingredients, no refined sugar, and no harmful fats, which are much safer. Fresh fruits, nuts, and chocolates with high cocoa content, above 70%, are options that satisfy sweet cravings without compromising health. Remember, industrial sweets aren't just an occasional sin. When consumed frequently, they become a silent poison for your heart. And if your goal is to lower cholesterol, they should be the first on the list to be eliminated. Number 5. Whole milk and fatty dairy products. Whole milk, yellow cheese, cream cheese, and cream are common food for breakfast, snacks, and even savory recipes. But despite being tasty and popular, these products can represent a silent danger for those who need to control cholesterol. They are rich in dietary cholesterol and saturated fat, 2 elements that, when consumed in excess, significantly increase LDL, the bad cholesterol. The cholesterol present in these foods is quickly absorbed by the body, and constant intake can raise total blood fat levels. Moreover, saturated fat stimulates the liver to produce even more cholesterol, intensifying the risk of artery blockage and heart diseases. In people already prone to high cholesterol, this effect is even more concerning. Yellow cheese, for example, can contain more saturated fat than a serving of red meat. And cream cheese, although creamy and delicious, is often paired with white bread, creating a food combo that completely deregulates lipid metabolism. Not to mention cream, which has a very high fat content and is used in sweet and savory preparations without any portion control. The biggest challenge here is frequency. Since these foods are part of many people's daily routine, they end up being consumed several times a day, every day. This repetition creates a dangerous buildup of fat and cholesterol in the body. The heart, arteries, and even the liver are impacted, resulting in chronic inflammation and elevated risk of cardiovascular diseases. But it's not necessary to give up everything. There are much healthier alternatives. Low-fat milks and cheeses like skimmed milk or Mina's white cheese are options that keep some flavor but have a much lower impact on cardiovascular health. Also, consuming calcium-rich plant foods like broccoli and tofu can efficiently complement this substitution. The important thing to remember, the more saturated fat you consume, the greater the risk of seeing cholesterol spike. Therefore, rethinking your consumption of whole milk and its fattier derivatives is a fundamental step to protect the heart and ensure a much healthier future. Number 4. Fast food. Who hasn't given in to a juicy burger, crispy nuggets, or that frozen pizza at the end of the day? But what many ignore is that these foods are among the biggest culprits behind raising bad cholesterol, LDL. Fast food is highly caloric, loaded with saturated and trans fats, and also contains excess sodium and chemical additives, a real bomb for cardiovascular health. The problem with fast food goes beyond visible fat. Often, it is cooked in reused oils, rich in toxic compounds, and stuffed with ultra-processed ingredients. These meals, as tasty as they may be, cause a devastating effect: accelerated cholesterol increase, inflammation in blood vessels, and fat accumulation in the liver. A perfect combo to silently harm the heart. Frequent consumption of these foods leads to metabolic imbalance, hindering HDL, good cholesterol, function, and favoring plaque buildup in arteries. Over time, this process increases the risk of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. The worst part is many don't notice these damages because symptoms appear only in later stages of the disease. Another aggravating factor is that fast food is designed to be addictive. The combination of salt, fat, and sugar activates brain pleasure areas, making you want to repeat consumption more and more. This creates a cycle of food dependence, harming health with every impulsive choice. And when this pattern becomes routine, cholesterol spikes. But there is a way to change this scenario. Reducing fast food consumption and seeking more natural alternatives, like homemade meals with fresh ingredients, is a big step. Baking, grilling, or cooking at home are practices that not only save money, but also protect your heart. Betting on lean proteins, vegetables, and whole grains is a smart choice. Remember, fast food may be quick, but it also speeds up the path to heart disease. Choosing real food is the first step to controlling cholesterol and ensuring a life with more energy, disposition, and lasting health. Number 3. Margarine and vegetable creams. For many years, margarine was promoted as a healthier alternative to butter. But the truth is that it can be even more dangerous for those with high cholesterol. That's because margarine and vegetable creams contain trans fats, even in versions labeled light or zero. These fats are responsible for increasing bad cholesterol, LDL, and reducing good cholesterol, HDL, a dangerous combination for the heart. Trans fats are created through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oils into solid fats. This type of fat alters the cellular structure of the body and causes chronic inflammation, directly affecting arteries and accelerating cardiovascular disease development. Even small amounts consumed frequently can have devastating long-term effects. In addition, many vegetable creams contain chemical additives, artificial coloring, and flavoring to imitate the taste and texture of butter. These compounds offer no nutritional benefit and only overload the body. People with high cholesterol should watch labels carefully. Even if trans fat isn't listed, it may be disguised as hydrogenated vegetable fat. It's important to note that margarine is often used on bread, toast, recipes, and even in rice and pasta preparation. This invisible presence in daily life contributes to fat buildup in arteries without the person realizing it. Those looking to control cholesterol should eliminate these products or replace them with truly healthy options. Fortunately, there are much better alternatives. Extra virgin olive oil, for example, is rich in monounsaturated fats that help reduce LDL and raise HDL. Another good option is mashed avocado, which provides flavor and creaminess without the risks of trans fats. Natural butters, in small amounts, can also be safer than industrial margarines. If your goal is to protect your heart, margarine should leave your kitchen immediately. Changes may seem small, but their effects are profound. Choosing your fats wisely is one of the most effective ways to reduce cholesterol and ensure lasting health. Number 2. Fried foods in vegetable oil. French fries, crispy snacks, pastries, and many other fried foods are irresistible to many, but they represent one of the biggest dangers for those with high cholesterol. The reason? They're cooked in vegetable oils subjected to high temperatures, a process that generates oxidized fats and free radicals, highly inflammatory substances that damage blood vessels and favor fat plaque formation in arteries. And there's more. These fried foods often contain hidden trans fats created during repeated heating of oils. Even when the label says the food is trans fat-free, the reality is that frying turns oil into something extremely harmful to the body. This artificial fat not only raises bad cholesterol, LDL, but also lowers good cholesterol, HDL, creating a serious metabolic imbalance. Another problem is the habit of reusing oil to fry various foods. This further increases toxin production, making each new fry even more harmful than the previous one. In addition, fried foods are highly caloric and poor in nutrients, meaning they provide lots of energy but almost no real benefit to the body. For those who already have high cholesterol, regular fried food consumption is like feeding the risk of heart attack or stroke. The inflammation caused by these fats directly affects arteries, making them more prone to blockages. Even small portions, when consumed frequently, can accumulate significant damage over time. The good news is it's possible to prepare equally tasty foods in a much healthier way. Techniques like baking, grilling, or using an air fryer drastically reduce oil use. Also, using oils more stable under heat, like olive oil or avocado oil, can be a safer alternative in recipes that still require a touch of fat. If you really want to protect your heart, it's time to reduce or eliminate fried foods from your routine. Replacing them with lighter options is one of the most effective ways to keep cholesterol under control and avoid serious complications in the future. Number 1. Processed meats. Sausages, ham, salami, sausages. These foods are practical, tasty, and extremely popular. But if you have high cholesterol or want to avoid it, they should be the first on the list to cut out. Processed meats are very rich in saturated fats, sodium, and chemical preservatives, which together create the ideal scenario for raising bad cholesterol, LDL, and fat buildup in arteries. Frequent consumption of these cold cuts causes silent inflammation in blood vessels, making circulation difficult and increasing the risk of hypertension, heart attack, and even stroke. And that's not all. Many of these products also contain nitrites and nitrates, additives used for preservation and color, which when metabolized can turn into toxic compounds in the body. This further compromises cardiovascular health and overloads the liver. Also, these meats are usually combined with other harmful foods such as refined breads, ready-made sauces, and fatty cheeses, forming nutrient-poor meals loaded with bad fats. The problem worsens with frequency. A sandwich with ham at breakfast, a sausage at lunch, and salami for an afternoon snack. The cumulative effect can be devastating for the circulatory system. The most alarming thing is that many consume these foods daily without realizing it. But it's essential to understand that behind the flavor and convenience, processed meats hide serious risks for heart health. Eliminating or drastically reducing their consumption is one of the most urgent measures for those looking to lower cholesterol and avoid serious diseases. Fortunately, there are many ways to replace these products daily. Fresh lean meats, boiled eggs, legumes like lentils or chickpeas, and plant-based spreads like hummus or guacamole are healthy and equally tasty options. These choices help nourish the body in a balanced way and also promote cholesterol reduction. And now that you understand which foods are forbidden for those with high cholesterol, it's time to know the foods that will help you lower that cholesterol naturally. Yes, there are powerful and accessible ingredients that, when included in the diet, make a huge difference for your heart health. Let's talk about them now, and you'll be amazed by the power of these foods. Food 7. Extra virgin olive oil. If there's one food that deserves a fixed place in your kitchen, it's extra virgin olive oil. This oil is one of the greatest allies of the heart when it comes to cholesterol control. Rich in monounsaturated fats and powerful antioxidants, olive oil helps dissolve fat plaques in arteries and protect blood vessels against inflammation and oxidative damage. The main fat present in olive oil, oleic acid, has the ability to reduce LDL, bad cholesterol levels while simultaneously raising HDL, good cholesterol. This lipid balance is essential to prevent plaque formation on arterial walls, which are responsible for heart attacks and strokes. Additionally, olive oil contains polyphenol, substances with anti-inflammatory action that directly benefit cardiovascular health. Another important point is that olive oil helps the absorption of essential nutrients like vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are fat-soluble. When included in salads, cooked vegetables, or even whole grain bread, it boosts the absorption of these vital compounds for proper body functioning and adds flavor without compromising health. But be careful. To fully enjoy the benefits, it's crucial to choose extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed, and of good origin. Avoid exposing the product to high temperatures or using it for frying, as heat can oxidize its good fats and destroy antioxidants. Prefer to use it raw or in light preparations. Consuming 1 to 2 tablespoons a day is enough to reap all its positive effects. If used with balance, olive oil becomes a true natural tool to cleanse the blood and protect the heart. And this is just the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll talk about a cheap, nutritious food that can reduce cholesterol by up to 10% with daily use. Stay tuned because it's present at the breakfast table of those who want to live longer and better. Food 6. Oats. If there's a simple, accessible, and powerful food to combat high cholesterol, it's oats. Rich in beta-glucans, a special type of soluble fiber, oats have a proven ability to reduce LDL cholesterol levels by up to 10% when consumed daily. And all this naturally, without medications or expensive supplements. Beta-glucans act like a sponge in the intestine, absorbing cholesterol present in foods before it enters the bloodstream. Additionally, they stimulate the liver to use more cholesterol from the blood to produce bile, which also helps clear excess circulating fat. It's an efficient and totally safe process for the body. Another important benefit of oats is their stabilizing effect on blood sugar levels, which also positively influences lipid metabolism. When glucose remains stable, the body tends to produce less cholesterol because the liver works more balanced. This is especially beneficial for people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Oats also promote prolonged satiety, helping with weight control, a crucial factor for those wanting to keep cholesterol in check. Consuming oats at breakfast, for example, avoids unnecessary snacks and reduces intake of fatty foods throughout the day. And the best part, oats can be included in various ways in your diet. You can use oats in porridge, with fruits in yogurt, pancakes, or even savory dishes. The important thing is to prefer less processed versions like thick oat flakes or oat bran, which maintain fiber integrity. With just 3 tablespoons a day, it's possible to see significant improvements in blood tests. If your goal is to reduce cholesterol and protect your heart, oats are one of the most effective and practical foods available to you. And the most amazing thing? They work every day, silently, with every spoonful. A true natural remedy disguised as food. Food 5. Nuts and seeds, unsalted. Walnuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, and other nuts are true treasures of nature when it comes to heart health. These small foods, when consumed unsalted and in the right amount, are extremely effective at improving lipid profile and reducing inflammation in the body, 2 essential factors for keeping cholesterol under control. The secret lies in their composition. Nuts are rich in unsaturated fats, omega-3, selenium, and arginine, nutrients that help increase good cholesterol, HDL, and reduce LDL. Additionally, omega-3 present in these foods has an anti-inflammatory action that protects artery walls, preventing plaque formation and blockage risk. Arginine, in turn, is an amino acid that promotes nitric oxide production, a substance that dilates blood vessels and improves circulation. This lowers blood pressure and facilitates nutrient transport through the body, directly contributing to cardiovascular health. Selenium, especially found in Brazil nuts, acts as an antioxidant, fighting free radicals and protecting heart cells. One of the greatest benefits of nuts is that just a small portion a day is enough to see their effects. About 4 to 6 nuts or seeds are sufficient to make a difference. Excessive consumption, on the other hand, can lead to weight gain due to high caloric content, so moderation is essential. Important: always prefer natural, unsalted, unsweetened, and uncoated versions. Industrialized nuts with added sodium or chocolate lose part of their benefits and can become traps for those who need to watch cholesterol. The pure raw form is the best option to preserve nutrients and achieve desired effects. Including nuts and seeds in your daily diet is a practical, tasty, and effective way to protect your heart. A handful a day might be what your routine needs to keep cholesterol balanced and health in check. Food 4. Orange with pulp. You know that white part of the orange many people throw away. Well, that's precisely where one of the greatest secrets lies for those wanting to lower cholesterol naturally. Orange with pulp is very rich in pectin, a soluble fiber that acts directly in the intestine to block fat and cholesterol absorption. It's like forming a protective barrier, blocking excess fat even before it enters the bloodstream. Besides pectin, orange is also a source of antioxidants, especially flavonoids like hesperidin, which fight free radicals and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. This protective effect helps prevent fat plaque formation and improves artery elasticity, favoring circulation and heart health. An interesting benefit of pectin is that it also increases satiety and regulates intestinal transit, which helps with weight control, another essential factor in fighting high cholesterol. When the body is balanced, the liver works better and can eliminate excess cholesterol more effectively. To make the most of all these benefits, it's ideal to consume the whole orange with the pulp, not just the juice. That's because juice, especially if strained or industrialized, loses most of the fiber and concentrates only the fruit's natural sugars. Fresh orange offers it all: fiber, antioxidants, and hydration. You can eat the fruit alone, include it in salads, use it in healthy desserts, or even blend it with oats and flaxseed for a functional breakfast. Just don't throw away what's most nutritious: the pulp. It's the true hero of this powerful fruit. Orange with pulp is a simple, delicious, and highly effective ally in the fight against high cholesterol. A gesture as simple as eating a fruit can be the key to improving cardiovascular health and ensuring more vitality in daily life. Food 3. Broccoli. Broccoli is a true nutrition champion when it comes to lowering cholesterol and protecting the heart. This dark green vegetable is rich in soluble fiber and antioxidants, 2 essential components for those looking to balance their lipid profile naturally and effectively. It acts directly on the liver, helping the body eliminate excess cholesterol before it causes damage. The fibers in broccoli work like a sponge in the intestine. They bind to fats and prevent their absorption, making elimination easier. This helps reduce LDL cholesterol levels in the blood while favoring the increase of HDL, the protective cholesterol. Antioxidants like lutein and sulforaphane fight inflammation in the arteries and prevent cholesterol oxidation, one of the main factors for plaque formation. Another strong point of broccoli is its high content of bioactive compounds that stimulate enzymes in the liver responsible for metabolizing fats. In other words, it acts directly on the cholesterol control center, facilitating its natural regulation. This process makes broccoli a valuable option not only to control blood fat levels, but also to improve overall cardiovascular health. Additionally, broccoli is low in calories and provides an excellent amount of vitamin C, K, and B complex, which strengthen the immune system and improve circulation. This makes it a functional food that nourishes, protects, and balances all at once. Ideal for those seeking healthy eating focused on prevention. To get all these benefits, it's important to prepare it properly. The best way is to steam broccoli or sauté it lightly, avoiding overcooking to preserve its properties. Avoid frying it or covering it with heavy sauces. It's already complete on its own. One portion a day as a side dish or salad base makes a big difference. Including broccoli in your diet is a simple yet extremely powerful choice. A green pick that helps keep your blood clean, arteries clear, and cholesterol under control. Food 2. Raw garlic. Small, strong in flavor, and incredibly powerful for heart health. That's raw garlic. This food is a true nutritional jewel when it comes to lowering cholesterol and protecting arteries. The main active compound in raw garlic is allicin, a substance with potent anti-inflammatory and vasodilator effects that helps clear arteries and reduce LDL cholesterol naturally and effectively. When consumed raw, garlic releases allicin more effectively, allowing its positive effects to be absorbed more intensely by the body. Allicin inhibits cholesterol synthesis in the liver, meaning the body produces less bad cholesterol. Additionally, it helps prevent existing cholesterol from oxidizing, a process that can lead to plaque formation on blood vessel walls. Another great benefit of garlic is its ability to reduce blood pressure, which further contributes to cardiovascular health. High blood pressure and high cholesterol are a dangerous combination, but garlic acts directly on both. It promotes vessel relaxation, improves blood flow, and reduces the risk of heart attack and stroke. Garlic also has antimicrobial and antioxidant properties that strengthen the immune system and fight chronic inflammation, one of the main factors behind heart disease. And all this comes from a simple, cheap food that's easy to find anywhere. To get the most from its benefits, it's ideal to consume 1 to 2 cloves of raw garlic per day. You can chop it and let it rest for 10 minutes before consuming to activate the allicin. It can be added to salads, sauces, juices, or even swallowed with water as a natural supplement. Just avoid overcooking it, as heat reduces some of its active properties. Raw garlic is a natural medicine disguised as seasoning. Including this powerful ingredient in your daily routine can be the key to lowering cholesterol, reducing inflammation, and strengthening your heart for many years. Food 1. Avocado. Among all the foods beneficial for cholesterol control, avocado stands out. This creamy and nutritious fruit is rich in monounsaturated fats, the famous good fats essential for lowering bad cholesterol, LDL, and raising good cholesterol, HDL. This means that by including avocado in your diet in a balanced way, you're literally cleaning your arteries and protecting your heart. Avocado is also a source of beta-sitosterol, a natural substance that blocks cholesterol absorption in the intestine. This reduces the amount of fat that reaches the bloodstream after meals, helping keep lipid levels under control. It's as if avocado puts a brake on cholesterol absorption, acting directly and effectively. Additionally, the fruit is rich in soluble fiber, which contributes to regulating the intestine and helping the body eliminate excess cholesterol. This process is complemented by antioxidants present in avocado, such as vitamin E, which fight free radicals and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. A fundamental step to prevent cardiovascular diseases. Another advantage of avocado is its versatility. It can be eaten plain with a bit of lemon in smoothies, salads, whole grain toasts, or even in healthier sweet recipes. But be careful. Despite being healthy, avocado is caloric, so it's ideal to consume up to half a small avocado a day, enough to get its benefits without excess. And contrary to what many still think, avocado fat doesn't make you gain weight, it protects. When combined with a balanced diet, This fat acts as a natural medicine for high cholesterol, promoting balance, energy, and well-being. Avocado is undoubtedly one of the most complete fruits for the heart. Including it in your diet is an intelligent, tasty, and powerful decision for those who want to take care of their body from the inside out. And if you want to keep receiving the best videos for your health, subscribe to the channel because it exists for only one reason: to make you a healthier person with better quality of life. Helping you is my mission. In the video now appearing on your screen, I reveal the number 1 fruit rich in collagen to eat today. Click on the screen and check it out.